Hello and welcome to a little video tour for this TAG HEUER Professional, and this is the CE1111, and I'm going to just talk you around it and tell you what you need to know and try and keep the thing in focus, because this is the second time I've done this video and it went out of focus last time. So what can we tell you about it? Well, basically I am now doomed to wear a smartwatch with the display of my blood sugar levels on it, so my lovely watch collection is getting thinned right down, and this one's probably one of my favourites actually. It is well, it sports a pretty fancy ETA movement with about 27 joules, and they're quite well sought after, and it's finished in matte across the case, so it's not a blingy bright watch with lots of polished surfaces. In fact, it doesn't really have much in the way of polished surfaces at all. It just has a very nice deep dial, which looks really nice under that sapphire crystal. I've not replaced the battery, it's just been ticking along quite happily. I'm not sure what the water resistance will be, so run your risk of getting it wet if you must. I mean, that's why there are 10 quid Casios at Argus to go swimming with and do all those things. Screw down crown, pushers work fine. TAG HEUER emblem on the crown itself. Bezel, no loomed pip at the 12 o'clock position on this one, and it does spin and rotate very positively. Let's just keep going and get it to the 12. So yes, the loom is great. The hands loom really nicely, and so do those indices which are applied. And the 3 dials, I should just get my pointing stick on here, that's the small seconds, continually runs. That's the 1/10 of a second. That is your minute counter for that red hand. There is the minute counter for the chronograph, and that is the second counter for the chronograph. That black hand there pointing at 12 o'clock, that is the hour counter for the chronograph. So these 2 dials here are purely for the chrono, so are those 2 hands. Then your 12-hour timer is there. There's a very small little date window there which tells the date, if you can see it. So as you may have noticed, the red hand is pointing to 55 seconds. That is because it doesn't reset and stay true at 12 o'clock. You have to recalibrate it through these pushers, and then once you've done that, it'll probably be fine for a bit, and then one day you'll use it just to show someone in the pub and it won't reset back to 12 o'clock. So I've just left it there for the moment. So you press the top right pusher, or call that pusher A, and the second hand starts to time. Then press stop, and you'll notice that the 1/10 of a second has moved to display its 1/10. Now if you leave it running, and that will then count the minutes as it rotates round. Let's just reset it, and it points all back. If you let the chronograph run for over a minute, that red hand would have moved once, and then it will reset back, and it'll probably find another position on the dial. But there we are, that's about it really. 12mm in thickness, and size to my 17 centimeter wrist. Diver extension just pops out from underneath here, and the safety clasp and all the clasp works perfectly and solidly, and keeps a good positive watch, keeps the watch positively on your wrist. Spare links, well, there are 2 in the little box there, adding about 0.8 of a centimeter to this, and with that micro adjust hole moved 1 notch, this will fit just about an 18 and a bit centimeter wrist. So if your wrist is over 18 and a bit centimeters, it won't fit. And I'll just pop it on my wrist just to show what it's like on a 17 centimeter wrist, because it will probably be the last time I wear this watch, I should imagine, before someone buys it. But it does look really smart on my 17 centimeter wrist, because it's not very wide across the wrist. That's why I've got the camera set up for quite close photography, but there we are, you can just about see it there, and it sits nicely on that 17 centimeter. Okay, so that's about it really. So it could do with the service, I suppose. I don't have any paperwork for it. I bought it just like it is. You just get that generic presentation box with it. If there's any questions that you want to ask, do message me. but it's not a great hefty lump of a watch. It's a nice smaller gentleman's watch, or ladies, which looks particularly attractive once studied. Doesn't look much when you first see it and you think, well, you know, but it's a pretty nice watch. This, the back case is in, it's just screw down and has the blurb about the water resistance and the sapphire crystal, that sort of thing. But as we all know, watches aren't certified unless they're ISO rated. Okay, well, that's about it really. It's going to bore everyone to death. It's just collection only, this. I don't want to send a watch of this value through the post really. I've been caught out with watch sales before. I'd rather meet the person, shake hands and do the deal that way. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.